Hello everyone. Today we are going to study about National Policy on Older Persons 1999. The chief features of the National Policy on Older Persons 1999 can be summed up as follows. The National Policy seeks to assure older persons that their concerns are national concerns and that they will not live unprotected, ignored and marginalized. The goal of the national policy is the well-being of the older persons. It aims to strengthen their legitimate place in society and help older persons to live the last phase of their life with purpose, dignity and peace. The policy visualizes that the state will extend support for financial security, healthcare, shelter, welfare, and other needs of older persons, provide protection against abuse and exploitation, make available opportunities for development of the potential of older persons, seek their participation, and provide services so that they can improve the quality of their lives. The policy is based on sound, broad principles. The policy recognizes the need for affirmative action in favor of the elderly. It has been ensured that the rights of the older person are not violated and they get opportunities and equitable share in the development benefits. Different sections of development programs and administrative actions will reflect sensitivity in older persons living in rural areas. Special attention will be necessary to older females so that they do not become the victims of neglect and discrimination on account of gender, widowhood, and age. The policy views the life cycle as continuum, of which post 60 phase of life is an integral part. It does not view age 60 as the cut-off point for the beginning a life of dependency. It considers 60 plus as a phase when the individual should have the choice and the opportunities to live an active, creative, productive, and satisfying life. An important thrust is therefore on active and productive involvement of older person and not just their care. The policy values an age integrated society. It will endeavor to strengthen integration between generations, facilitate two-way flows and interactions, and strengthen bonds between the young and the old. It believes in the development of the social support system, informal as well as formal, so that the capacity of the families to take care of the older person is strengthened so that they can continue to live in their family. The policy recognizes that the older persons too are a resource. They render useful services in the family and outside. They are not just consumers of goods and services but also they are producers. Opportunities and facilities need to be provided so that they can continue to contribute more effectively to the family, the community and society. The policy firmly believes in the empowerment of older persons so that they can acquire better control over their lives and participate in decision making on matters which affect them as well as on the other issues as equal partners in the development process. The decision making process will seek to involve them to a much larger extent, especially since they constitute 12% of the electorate, a proportion which will rise in the coming years. The policy recognizes that large budgetary allocations from the states will be needed, and the rural and urban poor will be given special attention. However, it is neither feasible nor desirable for the state alone to attain the objectives of the national policy. Individuals, families, communities, and institutions of civil society have to join hands as partners. The policy emphasizes the need for the expansion of the social and community services for older persons, particularly women, and enhance their accessibility and use by removing the social, cultural, economic, and physical barriers and making the service client oriented and user friendly. Special efforts will be made to ensure that rural areas where more than three-fourths of the older population lives are adequately covered. In the following fields, the older person shall have all facilities, financial security, the old age pension scheme to eventually cover all eligible older persons, pension scheme to be broadened and include both public and private sectors, tax exemption for medical and nursing care, transportation and support service for the old or the son or daughter with whom they are staying, the public distribution system to reach out to cover all 60 plus living below the poverty line, healthcare and nutrition, subsidy for the healthcare needs of the elderly poor, and graded system of users charges for others, providing public health services and health Insurance to ensure preventive, curative, restorative, and rehabilitative needs of the older persons. Tax reliefs, grants, land grants, and concessional rates of NGO and private hospitals, and provide economical and specialized care for the older persons. Setting up geriatrics wards and running of training and orientation programs for geriatric care. Expansion of mental health services, counseling facilities for the elderly having mental health problems, shelter. Embarking 10% of the houses and private government housing scheme and easy access to loans. Layout of housing colonies to be sensitive to the needs of the older persons. Quick disposal of cases of property transfer, mutation, property tax, etc. Welfare. Identify the more vulnerable among the older persons, such as poor, infirm, and those without family. Support institutional care to be only the last resort. Assistance to voluntary organization by way of grants and aid for construction, maintenance of old age home, daycare centers, multi-service citizen center, outreach services, supply of disability-related aids and appliances, etc. Setting up welfare funds for the older persons with support from the corporate sector, trusts, charities, individual donors, and others. Basic facilities providing identity cards, fare concession, preference and reservation of seats, earmarking of seats and local public transport, modification of designs of public transport, priority in allotting gas and telephones connections, etc.